All right, everybody, let's go ahead and do a flip through so you can kind of see what this looks like in action. Again, this is a Scribbles That Matter journal. It's A5 dotted. So the first thing in setting up your journal is developing your key. Now again, because of this journal, it has it ready to go, which is nice. So you can either have a bullet code or a color code. Also, there's a U. I love you, Canadians. Or both. This is kind of the standard type of key for most bullet journaling. So a task gets a little dot. If you are done with the task, it gets an X. If you migrate it, which we'll go to in a second, basically saying, ugh, this didn't happen today, but it needs to happen, you'll migrate it. An event is a circle, same thing, completed or migrated. The whole purpose of bullet journaling is that you don't completely X out something unless it's canceled, because you want to be able to see, when you look back on this in a couple of days or weeks, what you accomplished. So again, you notice nothing is X'd out. The next thing is you need an index. So this is basically your table of contents. Something that I struggled with bullet journaling when I started is like I want all of one thing in these 5 pages and all of the next thing here, because I wasn't really using my index. So here you see it jumps from future log to weekly savings to Cincinnati to other things like that, and that's totally fine. Also with indexes, you can make it whatever you want. So in my first journal, it wasn't done for me, so I had to do that on my own. I ended up not using it a lot because I got little tabs, and that worked better to start until I kind of got the hang of the index. So we've got index, and then this is just, I drew a bunch of circles, nothing super fancy. And the first kind of bullet journaly thing is a future log. So this is basically 6 to 12 months at a glance. You want this at the beginning of your journal so you can really easily see like an overview of like, oh my god, I was actually like really busy in January. May was kind of busy as well. If you want to put birthdays, anniversaries, work stuff, again, this is all you. And I didn't make up this spread. I found the stuff on Pinterest and I copied it. If you're like, wow, that seems like a lot. Here's another example. This was my first future log. So I made all of the calendars by myself. When there was an event, I went to see Adele in Toronto. That was so nice. Then I circled it. And then another way is to use stickers. So this was mine from last year. There's a little bit of a glare, it looks like. But all of these calendars were just stickers for the year. And then I put all of my stuff on this side. So sort of this teal, washout teal, were birthdays and anniversaries. And then this was major events. So like the hall's closed, Mother's Day, divisional meeting, things like that. So the whole idea is that you go from big to small. So you go from, hold on, I have a bunch of collections. So you go from a future log, which is again 6 to 12 months in advance, to a monthly view. So this is what Ryder Strong, he's the guy who developed the bullet journaling system, calls a calendex, because it is the combination of a calendar. So if you can see like Easter Sunday, no work Easter, all the way down, oh, hey Josie, happy birthday, as well as sort of what do I need to accomplish in April? What is my index of things that I need to get done? And this is a really simple calendar. However, maybe you're like, no, I don't like this. I don't like being able to see like stuff coming up. That's fine. Again, all you need is a pen and a ruler, and you can make yourself a calendar. So there is a traditional calendar. January 2017 was a busy month for me, so I wanted to be able to kind of see that more at a glance. And then I still have my to-do list over here, which was fine. And then, decorations, because I'm extra. So I keep dropping my other one. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you go from a future log to a monthly log, however you want to do it. And then you go into a weekly view. And depending, frankly, on how busy your life is how much you how much room you provide for these. So I have really been able to fit in weeks into 2 pages. I like having it flat to be able to see the entire week, but maybe that's not for you. That's fine. But here are some examples. Again, you need a pen, a ruler, and then decorations are up to you. And what's nice is that this was a spread that I'm like, oh, let's try vertical. I hated it because I had a packing list over here. I did not like this, so I'm not going to do it again. But if I bought a journal or a calendar that looked like this, I'm stuck with that for the entire year. I think this was coming up on Halloween. Yeah, so washi tape abounds. So those are weekly views. Also, people, if there's like super busy or if you're using this, you know, for work as well, plenty of people do daily views. That was like a little much for me. I didn't need an entire page just for one day, but hey, if you want to do that, that's cool. And then another thing, I'm like, let's try, I feel like I'm wasting paper with this. Let's try a month. So this was all of February, I think. Yeah, February over here. And each little box was a day. And as you can see over here, it got real messy. I did not like it. I did not like it at all. So that's, you know, different options. I want to show you some additional weeklies. I really love stickers. So this was one of my favorites. I started off with this sticker and then, you know, these kind of went along with the pack, and then just kind of chose markers that went along with it. So here is an example of kind of how you would use the system, okay? So I have all of these things that I need to do on Monday. I did the first 2 because as you can see they're X'd out but not crossed off or, you know, like circled out like you would in middle school. But sadly, Monday I did not unload the dishwasher. So as you can see, there's a little caret, which means I needed to migrate it. So at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day on Tuesday, if I'm not done with this, I have to move it to the next day. It's basically a system makes you deal with your stuff. As you can see, that didn't happen. I still didn't, please don't judge me. So I needed to migrate it, but I did do it on Thursday, so then I get to mark that off. Something from my professional organization, didn't get to it on Monday, but moved it over on Tuesday, then did complete it. So then at the end of the week, you can see like, oh my gosh, I really overloaded myself. This really wasn't like super awesome of an idea. So that's kind of the system in general. If you don't complete it, you have to deal with it. Here's another example of a weekly setup. Again, it's nice because I knew I had a lot of stuff to do, so I needed more space. So this isn't a way to do that. Here is a very simple weekly spread. These are literally just circles. Anybody can kind of make a messy circle. It went with this over here, you know, first week of August in higher ed, kind of busy. And, you know, also using stickers. I knew that this was going to be during RE training. I didn't want to have it too messy. These were literally stickers from the Dollar Tree. I think I got like 100 for $1. So super cheap, super easy way to keep track of stuff. The other part of bullet journaling are called collections. So collections are basically, I want all of one topic or one goal or one tracker in one area. So for example, this is my birthday collection. Each of these, and again, you're like, oh my god, I can't do that. They're squares. Ruler, pen, and then I just filled it in with colored marker. I also like to send a lot of mail. So this is mail. So every time like, oh, I need to send birthday and thank you cards, put that in there and then color it in when I'm done. I hate cleaning, so I needed a way to stay organized and stay motivated. So this is cleaning Tetris. So every time I did one of these, I got to color it in. And like there was literally one weekend where I wanted a line across and I cleaned more, so it worked. This, if you want some good mental health stuff, there's all kinds of trackers all over the internet. This was one that I used called Year in Pixels. So this was a really good way for me to see, like, oh my god, this week has been terrible. Like, actually, it wasn't that bad. You can kind of see, so, like, best day ever, today was awesome, pretty good, all the way down. This is one of my favorites, and I'm doing it for this year as well, so I can kind of compare and contrast. Habit trackers are another way to kind of keep your life together. So kind of think to yourself, like, I don't want to spend money on more days than not. I don't want to spend money on food. I want to exercise my dogs. And then you can keep track of, like, okay, I'm doing pretty well here, but, like, water intake, you had as many days you didn't get your water intake as you did. Maybe you're going on vacation. This is one of my favorites. I went to Gatlinburg with some family friends, and this was my budget tracker. So each of these was worth, I don't know, maybe $5, and then would color it in as I went so I could keep track of that, packing list. And then over here was kind of things I needed to do or take care of while I was on vacation, or what we were doing for that day. And then over here were memories of everything that we did that day, which was awesome. I got a new puppy, so this was great for all the transition notes from the breeder, how many days he didn't make me mad at him, when he learned certain commands, when his important dates were. And then I also do 3 notes of gratitude every night. So I sit down after dinner on the couch, I'm watching TV, I have my bullet journal, I have my pens, which I'll go over in a second, and then every day I do 3 different things I'm grateful for. And to go back through is awesome. So one of them, I just saw it, was crazy sales at Michael's. So happy and grateful for that. So I'm just going to walk through this year's bullet journal so you can kind of see, and then all of the supplies that I talk about, again, I'll show you. So there's an index, more index pages. We went through the future log. This is when did I last? So these are things that need to get done pretty much on a monthly basis, so I can keep track of when I'm doing all of these, of like, oh, I haven't got my oil change in a while, or like, man, my dogs really need a bath, things like that. This is a weekly savings goal, so every Friday I put one of these amounts into a savings account. So this week will be $15, next week will be $31, and at the end of the year I'll have $1,000 saved for vacation, which is great. How many times have you guys been, in a group of people and they're like, oh, you have to try this new restaurant, or like, I love this event, and you're like, oh, I should do that, and then you never remember it? Welcome to your bullet journal. So I live in Cincinnati. I've only been here for about 2 years, so I'm constantly getting recommendations for restaurants or different neighborhoods to check out, events, random things that happen. And again, this is just a sticker, super easy. Bullet journaling has been awesome for my financial goals. One of my goals is to have, I think it's $4,000 saved up for a new car for down payment in the next year. So every month I put away a certain amount of money. Each of these I think is $100. So I'm about halfway there. It's very motivating to be like, you know what, just as soon as I get all of those done, it's new car time. Same thing over here. This is an emergency fund. Once all of these are colored in, I have my salary for a year. So if I, need to grab my passport and disappear for 6 months, or, go on semester C or something, I know that I have it. This is Happy Everything, so important holidays and birthdays and anniversaries, and it's all in one place. So at the first of the month, I'm like, okay, this is June. Here are all these people that have birthdays. I can put those in my monthly Calendex or my weeklies to make sure that I send them a card or text or whatever. Same thing with, how you get recommendations for restaurants. I'm getting recommendations all the time at conferences or from folks like you of, books to read or movies to watch. You can see that up there. And again, you might be like, Marcy, I am not artistic. This is pen, markers, and a ruler. And then I saw, a spread on Pinterest. So I'm like, ooh, I should make little things here. I could make a set of them down here. And then once I'm done reading, I just color them in so I know what to request from the library next. Anytime you see a oh my God, what are these called? Paperclip. I'm not trying to hide things from you. A lot of my budgets are in here, and I'm not super excited about that being on the internet. So that's why those are up there. I've already started Christmas gifts, so who was it, what did I buy, how much, and what's kind of the running tally. And then once everybody is done, I'll color this in and then have a beautiful Christmas tree all done. And this is just washi tape down here, which I'll go over in a couple minutes. This is professional development things I need to do. There's that spread again. Again, I'm using that, which I love. Things when I'm in other people's cars of like, oh, I really need to have these, but these would be nice to have. And then test drive notes over here. This is gratitude log. I do 3 lines a day, but I wanted a little more structure this year. So I decided to do lines like this, which is great. Again, comes with a bookmark, which is nice, easy to find. And then here's some budgetary things. So I know how much I want to spend or don't want to spend any more than every month. So I keep a log. Me writing it down makes me be much more aware of my budget. And one of these over here, N or W, that's do I need it or do I want it? And that has been a game changer of like, I want the coffee, I don't need the coffee. I don't want to have to log it and deal with my shame. So I'm just going to deal with it. Down here, groceries and food budget, household and other budget. Each is worth a certain amount of money, so I exit off. So during the month, I kind of have a visual of what I'm doing. This has also been wonderful. This is my daily habit tracker. So these, again, are all of the things that I want to make sure I do every day. Like, if I have a good day, all of these get done. So, no spending money or money on food. I want to track my food, eat breakfast, do my gratitude log and meal tracker. No screens. Reading books is fine, but no screens after 11. Get into the office by 9 a.m., which is a struggle some days. I don't want to have to scroll my inbox, so I want to be able to see all of my emails on one page. Create something every day, connect with a friend every day. Didn't lose my shit. How did I do in January? I didn't lose my shit all but one day in January. That's pretty good. And then make sure I get quality time with my dogs and I'm not on my phone all the time. And here are just some examples of weekly logs I'm just going to roll through. You can look fancy AF with washi tape and stickers, okay? Stickers make everything awesome, so awesome. Again, these are all stickers. This is an example of 2 weeks on one page. I don't love this. I'm surprised I'm actually showing it to you, but this is good. I tried it out. I didn't like it. Then I won't do it again. I'm not stuck with a journal all year that I don't like. These are recipes I hope to master. I've been focusing on macarons, where I get them from, the recipe, any notes, and then my grade. I need to get more on there. Again, a Calendex and a to-do list for February. And examples, again, of different weekly spreads. So these I included the weather and then a daily, like, make sure you do this, but you like it, you don't like it. This is one of my favorites. These are mild liners, which I'll go over in a second, but they are really beautiful. I really like this spread. I saw it on Pinterest. I did it myself. Again, stickers make everything awesome. These are succulents with attitude, which I love. This I think was TPE. Yeah, so Destination TPE. I have crazy ass dreams. Feel free to pause and read these. One of them was Hillary Clinton told me to be nicer in my tweets, which I thought was really funny. So I like to write those down so I remember them. We saw the Amazon things. Again, more to-do lists, Calendex. March was a rough month. I didn't log much. I needed to get, I tried. It didn't happen, and that's okay. You get back on the wagon. More weeklies. Again, awesome stickers. These are mild liners with just that instead of the trees. Additional weeklies. This is a super simple weekly, just literally writing the name and putting it across. This is one of my all-time favorite spreads. It is a master packing list. I can't tell you how many probably years of my life I have spent scratching things onto a post-it note and then losing the post-it note or rewriting the post-it note. So I said, this probably took an hour or so. Again, it's dot grid, which makes all of this grid stuff like super easy. But everything is all here. And then if you see up here, it's color coded. So gray was going to the Placement Exchange in Philly. So vertically gray was all of the stuff I needed for that trip. Clothing, seasonal, toiletries, professional stuff, handouts, computer charger, things like that. And then this is a technique called a Dutch door. So if you think about one of those doors that gets split in half and one goes one way, kind of like Mr. Ed with a horse. So you cut a little bit up here, and then as you can see, this page is only, 3/4 or so. So then you flip, so you can still see that top stuff at the top. Random things, dog-related items, and then these are trip-specific things. So like for this trip, I was bringing my dogs with me home, so we needed their life jacket, their bed, their, all kinds of stuff like that. So again, Dutch door. Oh, I love this spread so much. It saves me so much time. So again, Calendex. This was freaking magical with unicorns and shit. I love it. More washi tape. Stickers and washi tape. Here's mild liners, more to-dos. Again, budgetary things for May, and then my May tracker. Last bit of May was really busy for me. I didn't track as much. No big deal. Not a huge deal. Again, more of these for May. I think I got these at Walmart, but like, this is when students needed to leave. So I had lots of sass and attitude with these, which I love. Succulents were super cute. I wanted to try something that gave me a lot of structure. I didn't like this as much, so I probably won't use it again. But now you have it. This was this last week. This is a collection of food you like and will eat. Because I'm constantly like, oh, I'm so sick of hamburgers and tacos. I don't like anything else. When like, actually calm down. You like plenty of things and can kind of keep track of that. So this is set up what's called Before the Pen. So this is June to do at this point, which gets added all the way through. June purchases. I've already started, some of tracking for June. I haven't done my gratitude log or mood tracker, so I need to do those today. And then this is a new setup. Gonna see if I like it. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Again, sort of like a tropical theme. This is the last of it. And then, yeah, so that's everything. So that's the flip through. Let me grab a piece of paper and show you some different supplies. So this is my old one. Grab this. Okay. So the first supply I want to talk to you all about, and I don't know where it went, of course, are pens. So let me get some of these out here. So the first one is, this is called Pigma Micron, M-I-C-R-O-N, and then this is a 01, which is very, let's just do Amma's name. As you can see, that is like, oh, beautiful. Basically like writing with like the most fine tip Sharpie you have ever seen or used in your life. Again, any pen will do. You don't have to use a micron. I use them every day because I like the look of that. They also don't bleed very much. They're available on Amazon, on Michaels. I'll include a link. So that's, again, Pigma Micron 01. They have all different thicknesses too. The next one they're called Staedtler pens, and actually Josie got me this set. I've had them for more than 2 years, and they're great. So let's just take this one. So again, Staedtler Tri-Plus Fine Liner. They are super fine tip and awesome, but they are all different colors. So they are great for all of your journaling stuff. You can use them every day. I use this black one all the time, And again, I've used them for 2 years, and they are awesome. And they bleed. Actually, not at all. Look at that. That's good paper. That's a good pen. So again, these are Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liners, and I have this little kit so I can easily use them. I showed you them before, but these are called mild liners. A lot of stuff on the internet, they'll call them mid liners, but they're actually mild liners, like highlighters, low lights in your hair, mild liner, because they work like a highlighter, but they are not as like neon. You can see through them. You can write on top of them, which is nice. You can write over them, or you can write and then you can highlight, but you can still see what the text is. They're gorgeous. So these just came out. As you can see, they are from Japan. So they're great for adding color without overdoing it. They're available at Target, but you can also get them super cheap at Amazon, like a pack of, I think, 15 for like $12. But they do get ordered from Japan. It takes several weeks. So pay more at Michael's, pay more at Target, or wait a little bit for Japan. Now, if you've seen like faux calligraphy online and you're like, I want to do that, how do I do that? They're called Tombos. So these are hella expensive. They're between $1 and $3 per pen. So, and like, you just don't magically have beautiful handwriting. That is sort of what I thought, and you actually have to practice. So it is nice because they are double-ended, so they're a little more marker-like. But then what everybody uses them for is for this flexible, kind of like marker and paintbrush combo to do faux calligraphy. So by that, I mean, suddenly, you're a goddamn artist. And that's not even that good. So this is good, again, for that faux calligraphy look. And again, I have practiced a lot, and I'm still not very good. Maybe you think that looks nice, and if so, thank you. You're very kind and sweet. I don't like that. I don't think it looks super good. But these will show, you can see a little, you can't see that much. I can see it. These will show a little more through your journal. So they're expensive. They're hard to get the hang of, but if you do practice and you want to invest in stuff, they can work really well. However, old-fashioned Crayolas, you can make it look exactly the same because they have a flexible nib, nib is this thing right here. So you can practice, but it does take practice. So if you don't want to practice, don't buy these. The other thing that you want to use a lot, well, you don't want to, you can if you want, is washi tape. So I know that you saw some of these, but again, washi tape comes in all varieties, all colors, all patterns. It is by far the easiest way, an artistic way to jazz up your journal. It adds color, it adds texture, it adds interest with literally no talent. Like, if you can put if you can put tape on a present, you can do this. Stickers, again, you don't have to be artistic to slap a sticker on something. These are some of, I think, the most economical ways to do stickers. These are meant for planners. So you're going to have stuff like to-do lists, inspirational stuff, weekly to-dos, and they're already color-coded, so you don't have to think about it. You can just be like, you know what? I know if I take something from this page or this page, it's going to look good. So these are available at Michael's. This is where I get them. They go on sale all the time for half off. So they're anywhere between $5 and $10 a piece. But you're getting 400, 500 pieces, 700 pieces. I have one packet that has 1,000 stickers in it. So they're going to last you a long time. Michaels is also doing everything that they can to make money off of bullet journaling. So this is the adult version. So, if you can do the laundry today, you can buy more stickers. Cleaning can't kill you, but I won't take any chances. So these are like a little more sassy. I'm only talking to my dog today. That's every day. There's like adult stickers. I fed the cat today. I paid my bills on time. So there's, lots of way, like you cook, I'll drink the wine. So there's plenty of ways to add humor and your personality into things. So, if you're like, I'm super overwhelmed, again, you need a journal, you need a pen, you need a ruler, that's it. It does take a little bit of time. I'm actually going to turn myself around for this last part. Oh, so cute. Okay, so again, it does take a little bit of time to get set up, but once you're done, maintenance is pretty easy. On a weekly basis, I do kind of a daily check-in. I keep it open on my desk at work and cross things off as I go. And then once a month, I set up the next month. At this point, it takes maybe an hour. Stickers, washi tape, a little bit of attitude, and away we go. The best way for me to keep up on it is to carve out a little bit of time every day. So I spend maybe 5 to 10 minutes after dinner every night, doing my mood tracker, my gratitude log, things like that. And then just weekly setups. Setting up your journal for the year, I think I took maybe an afternoon on Christmas break, and then I was, kind of done and ready to go for the year, which was awesome. Just looking at my notes. And the whole purpose behind this is to put things on to-do lists that you're actually going to get done. So if you're not going to do it, don't write it down. If you really need to do it, write it down. Because again, once you're done, if you don't do it, you have to migrate it. That's what keeps your bullet journal going. That's what keeps you going. So I feel like I'm really productive, and I really start to think to myself, like, I don't want to write this down and have to deal with it. That probably means I don't want to do it or don't need to do it. Maybe there's a better use of my time. At the end of the week, do a quick audit, kind of see, what's going on, what's happening with you. It gives you a good view of your week that is kind of, your bullet journal doesn't have emotions and you do. So you can really think to yourself, this actually wasn't that bad of a week, or like, yeah, man, Tuesday sucked, but, it wasn't a total wash. Or last week I thought was bad, but like looking back on it, it actually wasn't that bad, which was really helpful. You can do things ahead of time. So again, I do all of my trackers for the month and the whole week, like all 4 weeks, all at the same time. So I'm not like creating on a daily basis, which is helpful. And if you get nothing else from this bullet journal tutorial, this is for you. Whatever you want your bullet journal to be, you can make it to be. If you want it to be all journal-like and no task, great, make it that. If you're like, I don't want any of that reflection nonsense, don't do it. That's totally fine. It's your journal. There's no right way to bullet journal. The right way is your way. So again, will put all of the links down below. If you have questions or like, how would I do this? Or, I want to track this, but I don't know how I would like structure that. Please feel free to reach out, send a comment on this post, send me a private message, just do whatever you want. It has really changed how I think about productivity and how I get stuff done, and I just want to kind of help spread the gospel of bullet journaling. So thanks again to Josie Alquist for getting me into this kind of crafty cult, as I like to call it. Thanks to all of you for your weekly posts, both your struggles and successes. I've gotten a lot out of them. And hopefully, thanks to Amma, of course, for creating this. And stay in touch. Let me know if you need me, and hopefully this was helpful. And happy bullet journaling, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.